So in Dead Rails, there's guns, and nothing's perfect. So these guns have inaccuracies, and today we're gonna be covering those. My name is Missing Coach, and today we're gonna be covering Dead Rails. This is how this is gonna work. I am going to cover the most important things because if I had to nitpick every single detail, this would take me a century to edit. So Dead Rails takes place in 1899, practically the end of the Wild West. And something I like is how they made the default starting revolver they called M1892, which is really accurate because by that time you wouldn't have wanted the Colt single action anymore. You would have wanted that gun. Despite that, there is still some inaccuracies with the pistols in this game, mainly with the Navy revolver, which this thing fires very fast for a cap and ball revolver. Even if it is a cartridge conversion, doing that would wreck the internal mechanism. And you can see that it appears to be a military service pistol for the United States in the game, because you can see it be wielded by the soldiers in Fort Constitution. But the Remington 1858, the Navy revolver in the game, was far too outdated by then, being replaced with guns such as the Colt M1892. Okay, and let's talk about the reload. The reload is the classic thing. What they do with Remington 1858s is take out the cylinder and put in a new one. Now, nobody really did that in real life, probably because there was a chance, never zero, that if you were carrying extra cylinders with you, they would go off and shoot you in the leg or something. Back then, if you wanted more shots, just carry another gun. And the Mauser, based off the Mauser C96. Quite the questionable gun to have in a Western game, but it was in America during the time. The only thing that's wrong about it is that it has a box magazine, which did not exist during the time. That model, oh no, that model did not exist. The model shown in the game is the Mauser M712 from 1932. Now I know it's intentional game design, but the guns firing the same thing, like the revolver and the Navy revolver firing light ammo, even though in real life they were chambered in different calibers, that's still an inaccuracy to real life. Now, the rifles in the game are a different story. I got quite a bit to say about these. The rifle is based off the Winchester 1866, nicknamed the Yellow Boy for the brass receiver. In the game, it can only hold 6 rounds, but the Winchester could hold way more than that. I'm surprised it's not the 1875, which was the most popular gun back in the day. There's also some slight inaccuracies with the bolt, but I won't let that subtract the point. Another big offender is the bolt action rifle, which I actually couldn't find an exact basis for this guy. But it seems to resemble, from what I've seen, Swedish or Turkish Mausers, which were modified versions of old existing Mauser rifles, which they didn't even make it to America until the modern era. I also noticed that there were pointed tips on the bullets, which did not exist during the time. They would have been the same as pistols. You can also see that the bullets don't eject, but I don't know how to feel about that. And in the reload of the bolt action rifle, it looks like they're loading a clip, but
I don't know.
Then we have the elephant rifle, which should not even be in America in the first place. It also loads shotgun shells for some reason. Now the shotguns in this game are probably the most accurate thing here, and which most of them, like the few that they are, don't have any major inaccuracies. But I did notice the blunderbuss, which has a quite small spread, which I think is for just for balancing reasons, but in real life blunderbuss's spreads were quite big. And I'm just assuming that all of them fire 12 gauge, alright? Time for the extras. Starting off with the Thompson submachine gun. And then there's the flamethrower. What? And then the Maxim gun, which I actually like this thing. Only if it wasn't adopted by the US military in 1904. You could make the argument that it did exist during the time, but why would this thing be in America and sold to civilians? And oh yeah, if you're wondering, I'm using the old animations right now for the guns, so they might not be accurate to what I say. Also, this thing exists. If you're wondering why this video took me so long, it's because during the few iterations, I just wasn't happy with how I recorded it. Like the second iteration of this video, it was 20 minutes long and you couldn't even hear me half the time. So the guns in Dead Rails aren't the most realistic things. And I'll just like to say, to end off this video, that I'm not an expert and this is not meant to show any hate to Dead Rails, since I love the game and I bet you guys love the game too. And before anyone gets mad at me, this video was just for fun, alright? To celebrate me hitting 100 subscribers. And that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and goodbye everyone.